My history started here in about 1953.
Dave Helt holds fond memories of time spent along the South Platte River in Jefferson County.
I learned to hike, hunt for rocks, catch snakes. I was about 10 years old, and it was a new world for me because I was a city boy.
The South Platte River has long been a refuge for city dwellers looking to get away. Along with mining, tourism has always played an important part of the mountain economy. In the early 1900s, the easiest way to get up here was on the train.
On a weekend, the Colorado and Southern in the early 1900s would have anywhere from 1 to 4 passenger trains, each train carrying about 300 people.
Railroad tourism was big business, and the railroad did much more than just provide transportation.
About every 2 miles along this stretch of tracks to Bailey, there were resort facilities, hotels.
The railroad owned some of them, but others were privately owned, like this one at South Platte.
If you were here in, say, 1920, you'd be standing right on the tracks of the Colorado and Southern Railroad.
The South Platte Hotel was built in 1912, after the original building burned down following a gunfight. It served tourists arriving on the rails until the train stopped in 1937. The era of railroad tourism came to an end, but the building remained.
The hotel actually continued in operation in different guises. I think the last thing it was used for was as a little store where people could buy fishing tackle, and that lasted until about 1969. Since then, the building has basically been abandoned and not used for anything at all, boarded up by Denver Water, who are the owners.
Denver Water purchased this property and many others as part of its Two Forks Dam project. The project would have put the hotel under about 300 feet of water. The EPA would ultimately stop the project in the 1980s, but Denver Water still owns the property. They are unwilling to spend ratepayer money on restoration of the building, so it has been left to deteriorate. They only recently built a fence around it to keep people out.
We received some outreach from Denver Water that indicated that they were looking at the possibility of demolishing the building in the near future.
That served as a call to action for those in the preservation community.
So when you have a building like this, it can bring a community together around its collective narrative, around its collective place. And it can build sort of a sense of what was here before and connect people to the history of their area.
The future is uncertain. Denver Water says it's open to ideas.
Jefferson County has many various historical agencies and societies, and I think they are kind of getting behind the effort to do something here, but what?
Those involved in the effort feel that recreation and heritage tourism can play a significant role.
It is the last remaining building from the community of South Platte, and it's one of the last remaining reminders here in Jefferson County, at least, of railroad tourism.